Okay, so let's look at the A cage. Okay, I know it's getting a little difficult. I wish I had a little bit more of the other fretboards to use. Okay, certainly, certainly if we have a normal fretboard like over here. All right, we're in the E cage here. Okay, so say we're in the E cage here. We're starting on root. We're just playing that diatonic. And now we want to go over to the, so we're doing. We just want to go over to the half diminished somehow. We're not going to make much of a chord progression out of it. We're just going to go down to that. So we're going like almost like Twilight Zone or something, okay? So sure, we could read it right off in the E box, 724 724, right? Or we could do the substitution. So we could either move this up one, and then 5 6 is going to be the new underneath it. You see how the top and the bottom string are the same. So 5 6 is going to be the new bottom. So let's just peek over at the A box anyway. There's our 5 6, right? Now, if we wanted to play the minor at that point, it would be 6 root 3, 6 root 3. But we want, instead of the 3, we want to hit the C. So it's going to be 6 root C, like that, okay? And then, by the way, we have a C down here too. All right, so we just pretend you're playing that while from the E box. Now you almost have to ignore the notes because you're substituting, and when you're substituting in, don't worry about the notes you're substituting over. Just play the notes that you're substituting in. So in today's chart, let's see, where are we? So we're right here on that. Now I've set us up for this, right? So here we are again at the A box there. We'll start with the C. So we actually started in the E box, right? Now we're going to start with the C. So remember, the E string shape is 7 root 2. We're going to start with the C, which is the tritone. The tritone becomes the tritone of the fourth. No, it's not the tritone of the fourth. The seventh of the fourth becomes the tritone of the root. Does that make sense? I hope so. No, it doesn't. Somehow it's just there. So let me see what it actually is. All right, what it is it's the augmented fourth of the fourth because it's Lydian mode. It's going to have an augmented fourth, which is pretty much the tritone of the key of the fourth. But we don't look at it that way. Just look at it as the Lydian fourth of the fourth. That's going to be the new seventh. So we start on that, and we're going to go C6 to root. Okay, then we're going to go up to C again, to 6 to root, like that. And we're going to skip the entire next string, which is the D string, and then we're going to go same thing on the top. So it's the same thing, like that, and then a nice 6 root there. I'm messing it up. Okay, so we have two. Pretty much in this substitution we have two double on string intervals there. We got the C to the 6 and we got the 6 to the root. Brick wall until you hit the warp, easy as pie because the A fits right in there. Now just a little word, if you're following me, you might be curious about this. We could also add that C to the D shape, of which we played nothing anyway, if we're doing the long pattern, and that's what I was talking about here. So if we're doing the long pattern from the C, All right, now remember, it would be a substitution, so it's a long pattern substitution. So it would be from the G box. So let's say we put Mr. Capo on. All right, now we're going to do this G thing, right? We're going to substitute the C in there, okay? And we're just going to play the long C pattern. So instead of 3, 4, 5, we're going to start here. Okay, this is in the key of G, right? We're using the C as the fourth substitution. We're going to get C, 6, root, and then we go up here. Okay, wait a sec. Okay, tell you what, we're going to do it in a G-shaped C, pretending the fret nut is here so I can see that B real easy. So here's our C, 6, root. This is substituting as a fourth. That's C again. The 6 is D, which is the sixth of the F substitution. Okay, and then we got root and 3 here, warped up, root and 3. This is a big interval there. Root to 3, and then straight up to 6. Okay, and I've shown too many strings here. So it works for the long patterns too. It's just in the long pattern we're going to add the augmented fourth, the Lydian fourth, to the D string, and in the short patterns, okay, if you're using C as the fourth over here, we're going to do it at the A string down here. So as usual, the short patterns, they're going to go a little bit to the left. So if you're on the fret nut, you want to use the long patterns, right? So that works. Okay, so that's pretty much the crux of what today's lesson was covering. It's really not been that long of a lesson. I kind of feel bad. We've got a little extra time. I know there's a subject we kind of haven't covered. So with those substitutions, remember, oh yeah, what I wanted to say was that it's important to remember the string shapes in these different shapes. We got the C shape, the D shape, the A shape, the G shape. Okay, so how many shapes is that? And then we have the E shape right here. This is also a dual diagram. A shape would be start at the A and go play through to the 5. E shape would just be these 5. Okay, and then the fifth of the D would be the A shape on top of that again. So we've got all 5 of our caged shapes here. We have the C shape, okay, we have the D shape, we have the E shape, the A shape, and the G shape. So that's all 5 right there. The thing I want you to remember, and this is the long pattern, and the way you would do that would be to just kind of start from the cage shape that you want to start from. So you start from C, go up 5 strings, and then double that C right there. Start from G, go up 5 string shapes. And the point I want to make is the string shapes for the long patterns are all the same, with this particular half diminished triad. Okay, so the same thing over here with the short patterns. The string shapes are all the same. So even if you're in the C shape or doing the G shape, let's look at the G shape string shape here for the half diminished. It's 6 root. Over here the G shape is 6 root. In the C shape, the G shape 6 root. Okay, in the D shape, you're going to put that on top. It's the same. So the string shapes are the same in all 5 positions. It just depends where you stack them up. That's why it's a good idea to learn what these string shapes are. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to do is show you how easy it is to play the half diminished pentatonic.